found my perfect sound. Can you see the fire in my eyes? Bitches burning out. Lightning in a bottle. I think I just found my perfect sound. Can you see the fire in my eyes? Bitches burning out.
Welcome in. It's First Choice Betting. We're back. Week 4 picks on the docket today. Just finished filming Week 4 locks. Go check those out in case you need some betting locks. But this isn't necessarily as much as a betting thing as it is just, picking each game. We talk about each game a little bit and say who's going to win the game pretty much. Maybe some predictions here and there. So last week, Week 3, X, you blew us. Paul, I was going to say blew us out of the water, but you really didn't. You went 12-4. Me and Cam both went 11-5, right, Cam?
Yes, sir. My hometown love screwed me over.
The Chargers upset got you, though.
Yeah,
for sure.
I don't get that.
Oh, coming a mile away. I said that off rip on probably Monday afternoon. I said, man, which one?
Well, that is nice for you because you're 3-3 on your underdog picks, right?
3-3,
3-4-3.
Well,
3 for 3.
3-4-3. Yeah.
And you're 30-18. Me and X are both 31-17. So that is, you're right there. You and X were both tied last week, and then
gotta change some
X had
picks.
on the game.
Me and X have the same exact picks this week. Now I gotta change some.
Oh,
Do it.
I got to, but I already got the 16 leggers set.
no. You already got the 16 legger.
Withdraw those funds. Cash out.
85 cents. I can't lose 85 cents.
Ah, good point.
It says cash out for 15 cents. No, sir.
Alrighty. I guess we just hop into it. We do have a Thursday night short that we usually put out, but we also are just going to list who we think is going to win this game. Jags, Bengals, probably putting this up on Saturday or Sunday, so it doesn't really matter. I'm taking the Bengals. I was debating on taking the Jags. The Jags need to win, but taking the Bengals.
Yeah, you got to roll Bengals here, especially at home. Jaguars are poopy.
Got to. I'd like to defer for the sake of deferring, but you can't.
Jaguars haven't won since week 1 of last year, so
They threw a little spook into last week's game. They threw a little spook into there.
I did not know that. Damn.
what?
They haven't won since week 1 of last year.
Yeah, they went 1-15 last year, whatever the record was. That was the last game they won, was week 1.
God.
Yeah, the Bengals defense has been good so far this year. So
Yeah, they just beat the Steelers last week.
but there's always the Thursday night thing. It's always the Thursday night thing, and it's 2 shitty teams, so some odd things can happen. I'm not terribly confident in the pick, but you just can't go with the Jags with the sound mind or whatever the heck you want to say.
Just a couple teams you can't go with, the Jags and the Jets.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the second team that I'm going to go with is the first game of Sunday, 1:00 games. Washington, Atlanta. Atlanta's at home. I'm taking Washington. They're favored by 1.5. I don't know. I have faith in the Washington offense. The defense isn't all that solid, but they have their players here and there. I don't know. I like Washington's team still, and the Falcons haven't really shown too much, so I think Washington's a pretty safe bet in this one. Even though they're only 1.5, I still think it's pretty safe in Atlanta.
Yeah. I was thinking about changing it to the Falcons, but I'm going to stick with Washington here. Their defense just has too much talent on that defensive front for me to completely rule them out yet. They are concerning me for sure. They've been pretty bad to start the year, which is shocking, and they're really going to ruin my division life for this season, which is unfortunate. Just things aren't lining up for the Washington football team this year, but they are going to line up for them on Sunday versus the Falcons because the Falcons aren't good either. So it's okay, and they're going to win the game.
Simple.
Yeah, I agree. Got to go with the football team here. Even though they just got smacked by the Bills, that's okay because the Falcons are not the Bills. The Bills or the Washington's football team defensive front should be giving Matt Ryan fits all game. And I think it's going to be hard for the Falcons to get anything going really on offense.
You got to think. Well, look what the Eagles did to them week 1, and look how bad the Eagles were on Monday night. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think Washington football team's got to have.
I had the Falcons losing 2 last week. That was one of the games I got wrong. But, I mean, they won on a game-winning field goal. You know, it is what it is. But they're definitely not the better team in this matchup.
Biggity fatties. So game 3, you guys are thinking special things for this one, while I'm really not. Lions at the Bears. It's outside. It's in Chicago, the Windy City. You know they call it. Jared Goff's going to take the biggest shit of his life in that stadium, probably in a porta potty or two, maybe in the bathroom, maybe the locker room, who knows. But I'm taking the Bears, regardless of their quarterback situation. I think they learned last week they really have to have a sound plan. I mean, the media is all snapping at them right now, and I understand it because they just did terrible last week. But at the same time, like, I think they're going to realize their mistakes from last week, and I think they have to fix it. And this is the perfect team to fix it against Detroit at home as well. So, regardless of the quarterback to go out with, I would like to see Justin Fields go out and they actually like use him to his his abilities. But we'll see how it goes. I do feel confident, even if Andy Dalton does start. It's Detroit. Yeah, it's pretty simple for me. I'm taking Bears.
Yeah, so
This is a tough one for me. It really was.
yeah, so you're wrong, Ed. You almost had me convinced there for a second. Yeah, you almost had me convinced, but you didn't do a good enough job, and the Lions are still going to win. So that's that. The Lions have had a brutally tough schedule to start the year, and they played their little hearts out. They really have. They've played
They
some.
played their little hearts out.
They really have. They've tried their hardest. It took the longest field goal in NFL history to sink them last week.
In a dome.
In the dome.
Whatever. You're just a hater. Anywho's.
Jared Goff sucks outside, dude.
What?
Jared Goff is a dookie pants outside, especially in the Windy City. He's not going to control the ball.
This Bears
What are you gonna be
offense
like?
is pretty dookie.
Right to
Hey,
DeAndre.
Cam, I'm just saying, you get fuck DeAndre Swift. Chill out with that. Don't ever bring him up in a conversation. I'm going against the Lions because I love that man. Don't do that to me. But
DeAndre Swift.
you need
Yeah.
to differ. You need to differ from X in one pick. I'm trying to convince you right here, man.
This
This
is
is-
not going to be the one because
He-
that Bears offense is dreadful. They had 1 total passing yard as a team against the Browns. They gave up 9 sacks.
Say one
Right.
passing yard.
Yeah, 1 passing yard, like team yards, team passing yards. They had 1. So, if you get sacked, all this yardage, the yards come back
That makes sense, yeah.
for like your team yards. Like, I mean, Justin Fields still had like 60 passing yards for like team yards. They
Yeah.
had 1 passing yard.
The Browns defense is legit. Don't sleep on them.
Well, yeah.
The Lions are
But
not.
the Browns defense, or not Browns defense, Bears offense, wrong fucking team, is shit.
We shall see. We shall see. I'm the only one on this one. Let's hope I can just catapult over these motherfuckers because they're taking wrong picks all week long. All right. Next game is Titans Jets. Jets are at home. I do think the Jets are going to have put on some points. Contrary to popular belief, the past 3 weeks they've struggled. Different circumstances.
Yeah, this is a bit of a turnaround week for him.
I definitely don't think they're winning, but I
They're
do
averaging
think it's gonna run.
6.7 points a game.
Yeah, that's changing. That's changing. They're putting up 17 this week. Not that much, but I mean it's the Jets, man. What do you
They're putting up
expect?
at least 2 touchdowns this week, not 1.
I don't like the Titans much, but their defense is really bad, and I do think the Jets are going to be able to do some things with that. But I still think the Titans are the Titans, and Jets are the Jets, regardless of scenario and circumstance. Regardless of even having 2 of your star wide receivers out, I still think they'll find a way to win. Titans, that is. So
Derrick Henry will probably carry the ball at least 30 times. I mean, he had 28 carries, I think, last week.
Yeah.
35 the week before. This will be a heavy Derrick Henry game.
love a good Derrick Henry game for fantasy.
I would say even -7 for the Titans is a lock. It's going against the Jets. Dude. The Broncos -10 was a lock against the Jets. Anything, I think, against the Jets is a lock until they could prove any kind of
Good point. Yeah.
offensive cohesiveness. I don't know. Zach Wilson needs to throw the ball to his players.
One of his players are banged up. Jameson Crowder's been banged up as well. Elijah Moore's concussed at the
Elijah
moment.
Moore's
It's
concussed.
Mims. Finally, let's go.
No, bro, they fucking hate him. I don't understand. He's good.
Yeah.
They just refuse to play him.
I despise them, man.
Braxton Berrios is better. It is what it is. Titans definitely 100%.
Titans, 100%.
You as well, Cam?
Oh yeah, yeah, no doubt, no doubt,
No doubt about it.
no
No
doubt.
No doubt about it. All right. Next game on the docket. We got Browns at Vikings. Stefanski's in his old stomping grounds in Minnesota. This is going to be a pretty nice game to watch as far as points being put up. Offense is, firing all cylinders.
Yes, I like that over.
Yeah. Was that in your locks?
It wasn't one of my locks, but it was right on the outside of it.
There.
Yeah,
If I had to
outside.
pick 5 locks, it would have been one of my 5.
So like the door was locked and it was like outside instead of inside the lock shop, right?
I guess you could say so.
I'm taking the Browns. They're in Minnesota, but I do think the Browns are legit. And simple as that. The Vikings defense is really dookie. I do think the Browns defense is good, relatively speaking. But yeah, I just believe in the Browns a little bit more. I think the Vikings are a little fluky of a team. Beating the Seahawks last week, I just don't think that's legit them. So yeah, Browns.
Yeah, I liked the Vikings last week to pull off that upset, but definitely not going to happen this week. Definitely think it's going to be a shootout. The odds makers thinks it's going to be close, given the Browns only -2 right now. But yeah, like you said, that Browns offense is legit. OBJ came back. He had a pretty good game, first game back. I'd like to see him continue to be nice. Chubb and Kareem are still a nasty freaking duo, and that defense is elite. So yeah, is Dalvin Cook going to be back this week, or is it going to be another Madison game for the Vikings?
I have no clue.
Madison looked good against the Seahawks, but then again, that Seahawks run D is not good.
He was limited today in practice, which
It's
is
limited, so
first return to practice.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with the underdog here. I'm gonna take the Vikings. It's
is this
just,
your underdog pick of the week?
yeah, I guess you can call it that. Yeah, I guess you can call it that. I got a few other underdogs sprinkled in, but this is
This
probably
could be the biggest one.
This is probably the biggest one. Listen, it's going to be a hard game to win for the Vikings. I understand that. But the Vikings are at home. Maybe they pick up a little bit of momentum coming from last week. Dalvin Cook, hopefully he's back. Running the ball down the Browns' throats. Justin Jefferson, he's picking up steam. So look, they're looking on the bright side for the Vikings. So yeah, I'm gonna take them to beat the Browns this weekend. Hopefully that can put me a notch above you fools.
You fools! This guy's still below us, and he's talking up to us. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? All right.
Funkity thunk.
Next game on the ticket, we got Indianapolis Colts in Miami against the Dolphins. The Colts are 0-3, right?
Yeah.
And they won't be 0-4.
They're not going to be 0-4. Yeah, I'm taking the Colts. The Dolphins have had their moments. They took the undefeated Raiders to OT. But they also got wiped out 35-0 against the Bills. So they're really a roller coaster of a team. Joey Brissett at the helm. I don't think that's going to be too beneficial for their offense. The Colts are they're looking decent. I'm not going to say they're looking trash can wise, but I mean, they stayed in the game. They stayed in the game with the Rams. They stayed in the game with the Titans. Yeah, I mean, they lost by 9, but they still stayed in it. And the Rams. I mean, the Rams are like the elite of the elite. You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like the Colts are inevitably going to get a win here soon, and I think the Dolphins is the game where it comes in, and they're somehow underdogs in the game, believe it or not. So, yeah, I like the Colts.
I don't know, man. Jacoby Brissett, revenge game here. Nah, Colts they're gonna win.
I'm thinking big Jonathan Taylor thing's coming.
In terms of actual game wise, it's more of a toss up. I just don't think the Colts are as bad as they've made themselves out to be to start this season. And yeah, I think the Dolphins are kind of the perfect team for them to pick themselves up with.
Yeah, I think the defense is really going to step up in this one too. Their defense has been looking to make a big stand, show off that they're because they've always had a good defense. Well, they've always had it. The past couple of years. I mean, Darius Leonard's been a beast, holding that defense down, and yeah, they're going to shut down the Dolphins this week.
I can dig it. On to the game that I just still never understood about the spread. It is the Panthers and the Cabs, the boys. Boys are at home. The Cab boys. The Cowboys. Get to the chopper. All right. Dallas is at home, and I think that this is like just the easiest layup game you could put in your lay. 4.5-point favorites. And the Panthers are not going 4-0. With no CMC, there's no way they're going 4-0. So take the Cowboys. It's pretty simple in the situation. Cowboys been on fire. The defense is decent. The Panthers are overrated. And yeah, simple as that.
Yeah, for sure. The Cowboys are looking pretty good. Panthers have been looking good as well. But yeah, like you said, Christian McCaffrey, that's a big loss for the offense. They're not going to be as explosive. Cowboys are going to be able to key in on their passing attack, and it's going to cause some problems for the Panthers this weekend. Cowboys should win pretty easily.
Cowboys are a fun team to watch right now, especially offensively, I think.
Thanks.
Yeah, they weren't
The
fun.
amount of weapons that they have, that offensive line's playing fantastic. Dak's been looking great. And the defense hasn't been terrible.
A lot of
I like it.
turnovers.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sam
Diggs has
Darnold's going to have his
3 interceptions,
first
I think.
interception.
He hasn't thrown any already.
I don't think so.
Really?
No. It's a shocking thing to come across, but I don't believe so. I might be wrong. Let me check.
Sam
No, he has
Darnold-
one.
Sam
He has
Darnold
one.
no longer seeing ghosts.
One interception this far, but definitely one coming this weekend. Don't know who's going to intercept it, but it's going to be the Cowboys. I know that. So Cowboys all around the table, huh?
Yes, sir.
Harry.
Just like I would assume it's going to be all around the table as well. Giants at Saints. It's the Saints, hands down.
Saints for sure. Giants,
Yeah.
really simple as that. There's really no need for further explanation. The Saints aren't that good, but the Giants are very bad.
A lot of pressure getting to Daniel Jones as well. He's going to be spooked.
Do you think Jameis Winston yet again throws under 200 yards?
Yeah.
Probably.
I mean, I'd say he's been rather efficient, but just the volume isn't there. You know, that offense is just weird.
Yeah, they don't have the receivers for it, honestly. I mean,
Very, very non-Jameis-esque, but
Yeah.
new
And even I
era.
don't think it's been very Kamara-esque either for what Kamara's been doing to start the season.
They're feeding that man though. So
And he's their biggest weapon that they have with no Michael Thomas.
facts. All right, Saints all around. My bad. I zoned out for a second. Next game is probably going to be all around again. I'd assume Chiefs at Eagles. I'm going Chiefs. It's very easy to make that choice.
yeah, very easy. The Eagles have virtually no chance of actually winning this game.
Yeah.
Definitely could foresee a big Tyreek game. He's been shut down the past 2 weeks. Yeah, we don't have the speed on defense to keep up with that man, and he should eat. Travis Kelce's probably gonna eat too. I mean, look at
Travis
Kelce's
Kelce's going to
Travis Kelce's going to have probably like a 30 game.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be like week 1 where both of them just go off, because I mean, like I said, we don't have the corners to match up with Tyreek Hill, and our linebackers definitely aren't doing anything to slow down Travis Kelce. So very easy,
Maybe see Clyde have a decent game.
very easy.
Zeke and Pollard ran all over the Eagles.
Yeah, but the Chiefs just aren't gonna run the ball down our throats like they did. It's just not what they do. So
Facts.
respect it. All right, on to a game that team is very favored. It's the Bills against the Texans. Again, another layup, another gimme. 15.5-point fucking spread for the Bills. It's the Bills at home.
yeah, Bills.
Definitely not going to make the mistake of benching Josh Allen again.
Yeah.
He's probably going to put up another bomb this week. So
Now watch. It's gonna be the game where Zach Moss and Devin Singletary combined for 5 touchdowns now.
It might be. I
Oh
feel like
my
Zach Moss
God.
going to snap.
That would be what would happen.
So yeah,
But yeah.
they're gonna win. Spread a little bit spooks me. I mean that's a large, hefty spread right there. It's 15.5. I would probably stay away from that. If you want a few extra bucks tossed into whatever lay you're thinking, you could always throw that minus 1500 in there. It doesn't do
The
it.
value's not really there on the money line, but
It doesn't do a ton for you, but it adds a little spice into a parlay, I guess. Not really spice. I go as a little white bread.
Has a little salt in it.
Yeah, adds a little something, I guess. Just a little more meat, make it a little thicker.
Make it a little thicker with the meat. All right. Let's get some 4 o'clock games. First game is divisional game. Very entertaining one, I would say. Cardinals Rams. Rams are at home. Yeah, I feel like this is a trap, but I'm gonna go with the Rams just because they've shown they're super elite. And the Cardinals haven't been terrible, but I mean, like, they have their weak spots. The Rams haven't shown any weak spots. So
Yeah, I was thinking the same exact thing. Could be a trap. Would not be shocked at all to see the Cardinals pull this one out, but you can't pick against the Rams right now. If they take the L, you just got to take the L with them because you're picking against them when they beat them 30-17. I mean, it's just they're very
I don't
good.
think it's going to be that much of a blowout. I think this is going to be another real close one, probably high scoring as well.
Probably.
Going to be a great duel here between Kyler and Stafford, but the Rams are coming out on top. I like them. I like them a lot. I like that offense. Cooper Kupp's been unbelievable.
And Cooper Kupp, though, if you see how his plays, like we were talking about the other day, he's just wide open. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. You would think defense is going to start honing in on him a little bit, which hopefully is
For him to
good.
be like that wide open on like all of his touchdowns is absolutely absurd.
Yeah, it's really frustrating. I was very much so getting into the fantasy realm a little bit here, but I was very much so Robert Woods this offseason. And Cooper Kupp's just pissing me off. He really is. This fucking bearded fucking white guy. No, I'm white as shit too, so whatever. But he's just making me mad. It's just making me mad. I'm just like, what's this guy doing? Like, come on, man.
it looks like he smells.
All my Robert Woods shares are just shriveling up.
Shriveling. Oh. All righty. This next one is the same exact division, as a matter of fact, and it's another divisional matchup. Seahawks at 49ers. This is one of those games that I could say it's a toss up. It's no lock here. But that being said, I'm going to go with the team that I think looked pretty decent last week, Sunday Night Football. 49ers at home. I think their offense, like, though it is a very strange and different offense, I think that they're good. Like, they're really good. And especially against Seahawks defense, that is going to be bad, and it is bad. I think they're going to be able to put up points. Seahawks have had their weak moments on offense as well. So the 49ers defense, where it does have holes, I do think the Seahawks are a little bit inconsistent, so they might struggle a little bit. But yeah, I think I got to go with 49ers just based on, I guess, coaching in a sense, because plus they're at home. So couple variables I like there with the 49ers.
Yeah, the Seahawks are one of those teams that I'm just going to keep on losing with throughout the season. I don't know. I like them to win like every game. It's just like I always believe in Russ so much, and they are very inconsistent. They lose games that they should win, and it's unfortunate. But I'm gonna keep riding with them here. I like the Seahawks. Like I said, it's just Russell Wilson. Their defense doesn't give you any incentive to pick them, especially like you said, versus a good 49ers offense. But I just believe in Russ over Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo, I don't know. He's odd, I guess. I guess you can say he's odd. That's all I can really say. He's not that great, but he finds ways to make winning plays for his team. But I like the Seahawks.
But yeah, there is points to, like, I don't know. I wouldn't fault anybody for taking Seahawks, especially given the fact that there haven't been, like, there's not that many upsets that are popular this week, or like upsets that are clear to happen. You know what I'm saying? So like this could be one of those upsets.
It's a tough picking week. It is. Next week's even rougher.
Yeah, I'm going ahead and take the Seahawks here with Cam. I think I think the Seahawks' biggest weakness right now on defense is their run defense. I don't think the 49ers have the greatest run attack right now with how banged up their backfield is. And then they're going to rely more on Jimmy G to make more plays in the passing game. And I think that this is where, on the flip side of the coin, Russ is going to have more of the advantage. And I think he's better, a whole lot better game manager. I think the Seahawks are going to have a better offensive performance. Chris Carson's been rather consistent, and they like to run the ball. I don't know. It's a toss-up, but I like to go with the Seahawks here.
I can respect it. All righty. On to another 4:00 game. There's two left of that bunch. Ravens, Broncos. Broncos are at home. Talked about this in the locks. I like the Ravens. Broncos are going to be shown as pretenders, I think, after this game. They started off 3-0, started pretty hot. Defense pretty hot. Offense was decent, firing on a couple of cylinders. Pretty much top of their range of outcomes, I would say, the first couple of weeks. And I don't know. I'm taking the better team, the team that I think is better, and it's the Ravens.
Yeah, for sure. You just can't pick the Broncos against the Ravens. Broncos, they ran the ball a ton last week versus the Jets. They're not going to run the ball as much this week versus the Ravens. Going to force Teddy B to make some plays. They don't have a ton of plays. What's up?
He's been looking decent, Teddy B.
He has been looking decent. He has. I just don't think he's making enough big plays to combat the Lamar Jackson-led Ravens. But listen, I mean, it could be an issue for the Ravens. It could. The Broncos are second in rushing defense right now. Be an issue if Lamar can't get his passing game going. You could definitely foresee a rough game for the Ravens. I'm just betting against that. I'm going to take the Ravens. I'm going to take them to run a nice, smooth offensive attack.
As long as they get to the 50-yard line, man, in that Denver air, Justin Tucker's hitting 67-yard dingers like left and right for damn sure. So get to midfield. Simple as that. Justin Tucker got you 3 points.
Yeah, and I think also the Broncos, like we've talked about before, they've had a rather easy schedule to start the season. This is their first real challenging team to play, and this is going to be a challenge definitely for both teams. It's going to be a challenge offensively for the Ravens because they have a struggling offense against a rather decent defense of the Broncos, and I think the Broncos are going to be put up to the challenge with the Ravens and what they have to offer. So obviously the spreads are very close. Ravens +1. We like that. We like the Ravens.
I can dig it. All right.
Like
Last
a nice 17 game.
Respect it. Last 4:00 game, 4:25, 4:26, 4:28, 4:29, 4:30. Pittsburgh Steelers at Green Bay Packers. Packers are 6.5-point favorites. I'm taking the Pack because the Steelers just really bad. So
Yeah.
I apologize for that, but their offense is something special. Like it really is. The defense didn't look too terrible, but I mean they also had no TJ. And it's just the offense. Like what was really going on there?
I don't really know what's going on. Najee Harris had
The
19
league,
targets.
yeah,
I
led the
think-
league in targets, bro.
I think that only happened because Deontay Johnson wasn't present.
100%.
And that was just literally checking down the entire game.
Deontay Johnson's skill set is needed to line up with Ben Roethlisberger's current skill set. I mean, it's just mandatory that he has a quick guy he could check down to, throw little slants to constantly because that's what Ben needs. Towards the end of the game, though, he was zipping the ball around. I mean, I won't say he was looking like old Ben, but he was zipping the ball around like you didn't see in the first half of the game. So that was odd to me. Kind of looks
I think it takes him like the entire game to finally like warm up and start throwing the ball good. Like he throws the ball so much better in the fourth quarter than he does the entire 3 quarters prior. Like
yeah, It's odd. They need to get someone new in there though ASAP to save Claypool's career.
Facts.
Because that man's rotten in that.
I don't think he's going to be able to last the whole season.
Claypool.
No, Ben.
And yeah, well, Mason Rudolph ain't gonna do much better for Claypool either.
No.
I mean, week 17 last year, he did do some things. I'll just say that.
They just need to free my man Claypool over there.
Free the man.
Yeah, but Packers, they're gonna win. Aaron Rodgers, he's another one of those guys like Russell Wilson. I have a hard time betting against, and
He's a
it
bad man.
yeah, it brings me down here and there, but more often than not, that they win me some money. So yeah, I'm rolling with Aaron Rodgers in the pack.
Respectable.
A
X,
bunch of cheeseheads this week.
you going with the Packers, X?
Yeah, I said we're a bunch of cheeseheads this week. Gotta go with that.
Cheese. Big cheese guy too. So,
No cheese.
we've been making cheddar over here. You know what I'm saying? But next game, Sunday Night Football, is a game that X hyped up earlier. The game that people want to watch. The game that people are going to bet on. The game that people want to feel the emotions behind. It's Tom Brady going back.
Storylines are all around it.
Yes, and it's Tom Brady going back to New England. Bill Belichick's still there. He's rusty ass, dusty ass, musty ass. I'm taking the
Don't
Bucks
Steve have an ass.
in a landslide. You said no teeth. He has no teeth.
Don't Steve have an ass.
Bro, yeah, okay, that's fair. And this man stole Bill Belichick's Subway commercial too, man. Like, yeah, Tom Brady's got it. He's legit. He's gonna win for sure. Landslide, like I said, even though it's in New England. X took the -7 as a lock, and I dig that. So I'm definitely picking the Buccaneers to win the game outright.
100%.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. They're a nice staple of my lock parlay of the week. So definitely riding with the Bucks. Definitely confident in them. X did convince me of this -7. That spooks me. Oh, just a tad. Just again, there's a lot of -7 this week. I hate -7 because the NFL is just a wonky place. But I'm gonna roll with it this week with the Bucks versus Pats. Bucks are just a much better team, flat out. Bill kind of scares me a little bit. You never know what tricks he's got up his sleeve, especially versus his old quarterback. But yeah.
Just the offensive weapons that Brady's got to work with right now is just astronomical.
So much better. It's just so much better. Is Stephon Gilmore playing yet? Does anybody?
Wait, who? What happened?
Is Gilmore playing yet?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah. So they don't got a ton on defense anymore either. They got J.C. Jackson. That's their top corner. So I don't know. Bucks offense is going to be a little much for them to handle.
Think Sherman's gonna play?
No. He might. I mean, he's a vet. He's a zone guy. So I mean, he might get in there on some third downs this week, something like that.
I think the Patriots gonna struggle running the ball, and that's like what their identity was the first couple of weeks. And I don't think Mac
James
Jones
White's
is gonna
now
have
out for the season. Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's a pain. Ramondre might just come in there and do some things, but I do think the Buccaneers run defense obviously pretty elite in its own right.
Someone fill that pass catching role out of the backfield for the Pats.
Who's it gonna
Yeah.
be? Let them know who's gonna be.
I'm assuming Ramondre.
Woo! He's gonna be so good, man. I can't wait to watch him. All right,
They might just trade for Rex Burkhead real quick.
chill. Let's not do that. Let's not. No, they actually use Brandon. They use fucking Brandon Bolden, the man who's been on the team for 8 years. Like, what's that all about? I didn't even know he's still there. And then I was looking at the plays, and I seen Brandon Bolden. I was like, still?
I didn't even know that man was still in the league.
Still.
Sure. All right. Monday Night Football. LV, LA is home. Raiders, Chargers. I'm taking the Chargers, although there is a dinged up Justin Herbert. Raiders have been looking legit, like we talked about, but I do not think that it's going to stay consistent for the season, for damn sure. I think this is the week where they start to take a chip down a little bit. Chargers defense is good, but Derwin James, isn't he banged up, if I do recall correctly? He's been pretty impactful. He's a pretty good player.
Yeah, he's like always banged up though. So
That's also a good point. Yeah.
I don't know much about this Justin Herbert banged upness that you were talking about.
I think it was either his shoulder or his hand. It may have been his hand, which is a little bit of a negative influence, I would assume, on a quarterback.
It was his hand.
strong hand.
Yes, it was his third hand. He hurt his third hand and it was wrapped in ice before he left the stadium on Sunday. But he's expected to be okay.
Oh, he's definitely going to play. If he doesn't play, then the Raiders got to be favored in this game. But I do like the Chargers at home. A couple Austin Eckler checkdowns. Let him get nasty with it. I can dig that. That'd be an enjoyable thing to
some
watch.
Eckler action.
Just leave Mike Williams out to die on the outside. Let Keenan Allen get some targets up short and then get some Eckler checkdowns. Everyone's happy besides Cam, who's going to be benching Mike Williams, I would assume.
Yeah, I'm benching Mike Williams.
Such a thing. In place of who?
Bench
AJ
Mike
Green?
Williams.
Like,
Nice of AJ Green.
this is random. It has nothing to do with the fact that the Chargers are going to beat the Raiders. But a tricky situation in fantasy this week is Darrell Henderson and Sonny Michel.
That's why you just never have either of them. That's
I'm
a simple solution.
Listen, Darrell, he was good for me the first few weeks. But anyways,
Inevitable injury.
that's irrelevant right now. The Chargers are going to win. The Raiders, they've put in some good work for me on these primetime games. I kind of feel bad going against them.
They always be winning on prime time.
And who tells you? Who tells you that's going to happen?
Who
Me.
tells you?
So that's how you guys got to be confident in the fact that they're not going to do it this time, because even I am not rolling with them. So yeah, that's how you know.
And
Sorry, Raiders, got no
I
shot, not picking you. So you're done. Sorry. Send it
think I
home.
got to roll with the Chargers too. I think the Raiders, yeah, like you said, they fall back down to earth a little bit here. Derek Carr been playing out of his mind, and
I'm
things are
just
gonna
praying.
settle down for a little bit.
I'm just praying that they can feed Darren Waller again, because he's passed.
We need that 200 receptions,
200
targets.
Targets,
200 targets.
Yeah, that dream it's gone. It's gone.
How many did he have last week?
Gone. Probably like 7. Something like that. Dream's been flushed down the toilet, but it's okay. It's fine. He just needs to go off. It's as simple as that. He's frustrating me right now. But yeah. And that's all she wrote.
That is literally all she wrote. The pen ran out of ink, and that's all she wrote. The fat lady sang, and
That lady saying,
I will hope to finish on top again for week 4 picks.
Well,
I'm hoping we're making some more cheddar.
Yeah, I think the Seahawks game is what's going to kill me a little bit. I do feel slightly I regret the pick, but it is what it is. Don't regret picks.
So that's how I'm going to get ahead of you. And then the Vikings are going to win, so that's how I'm going to get ahead of both of you, actually.
Whoa.
I'm going to be 2 picks ahead of you this week, Ed, so that means I'm going to be 1
Cap.
pick ahead as a whole. And then I'm going to be 1 pick ahead of X as a whole.
Yeah, you're going to be 2 picks down on me, and no, you're going to be 1 pick down on me, which is going to make you 2 picks down on me, and you're going to be down on X. Down on me, down on me, down on me. All
Go
right.
down on me.
Like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you come here. Come to First Choice Fantasy, First Choice Betting, First Choice Podcast for your confirmation bias. We're going to reassure you whenever you feel insecure about anything. First Choice Podcast. I guess we're just going to deuce out. Adios.